Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. It's Lisa here with a week ahead reading, this time for our beautiful Librans. Hi Libra, I hope you have a great day today. Let's jump in and see what's happening for you for the next 7 days. Also, this is a reading that is timeless, so whenever you come across it, it's perfect for you. It is a collective reading, so do check your sun, your moon, your rising signs. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and if you could find it in your heart to please like, subscribe, and share, I'd really appreciate it. Okay guys, let's jump in and see what comes up this week. Okay, you have the Ace of Arrows or the Ace of Wands. A new beginning coming in. You have the Hanged Man. You have the Seven of Arrows or the Seven of Wands. You have the Knight of Swords. The Sun. Beautiful. You have the World. You have the Devil. Wow, major energy this week, guys. And you have the Eight of Swords. Okay, so it does feel like this week you're having a breakthrough. You're ending a really long-term cycle that you've been going through, specifically with your own thought patterns. I do feel like there's something that you've been stubborn and uncompromising about, that you've been caught up in your head over, that you can never seem to really get a solution for, that makes you feel like you're backed into a corner and that, you know, you're really stuck and you haven't been able to gain momentum or traction in this particular way. And I'm saying to you this week, that energy is going to break. You're bringing it to a conclusion. And as a result, there's a rebirth coming through where new ideas and new ways of being come to the forefront of your life in a really magnificent and magical way. You do have the Ace of Wands over here, which means a brand new chapter is about to open up in your life. It's something that you're going to be passionate about. It's an opportunity being presented to you by the world that allows you to break free from this stuck energy and this backed into a corner energy that you've been feeling over here. So for each of you, this will apply differently, but I'll tell you the stories that I can see playing out in front of me. For some of you, those of you who are, okay, this is a really random one, and I don't know why they're telling me to tell you about it, but I will. For some of you, I feel like it's a family situation that you've been feeling like some of your family have been controlling, and it could be your family-in-law as well. I feel like some of your family-in-law have been keeping you trapped through their stubborn, uncompromising, judgmental ways, and it's created a feeling of defensiveness and stuckness in your own family growth. And what I want to say to you is, if you are experiencing that with your in-laws, I feel like this week it comes to a conclusion. There's a new day dawning and there's a new action that's going to be taken in regards to maybe your partner sticking up for you a little bit and calling out the devil in your environment and moving forward with your family in a way that feels really good for you. So if you are struggling with an in-law, I do feel like there's no need to be defensive. You are the one that's going to walk out victorious. Your family life is actually quite stable, and there's a completion of this challenging time coming in for you. So if that doesn't apply to you, then I would say to you, this week it could be that there's a new job opportunity that comes in for you that frees you from a really challenging cycle in your career where you have felt a little bit stuck and uncertain about the next phase of your life. Could be that you've been stuck looking for a job for a while, and this week there is a new opportunity that finally manifests for you, breaking you free of this feeling stuck and defensive energy. For others of you, I feel like it could actually be that there is a breakthrough in your own life purpose, your spirituality. It's like there's an awakening within yourself of your own soul knowledge, your own truth, that's bringing about an ending to an uncertainty in the world. It's a new way of thinking and a new action to be taken that's breaking through and breaking out of all of this other energy that's been surrounding you. So I think it's a week of breakthrough, guys. I think it's a week of endings and new beginnings. I feel like it's, with the sun here, it's the happiest card in the entire deck. And that signifies to me that no matter what you're going through this week, there's hope on the horizon. There's sun just over the horizon that's coming up and breaking through the clouds and making the sun shine again in your life. The light is pouring in and it feels divine and magnificent. So there is a lot to look forward to, particularly towards the end of the week, because I feel like a lot of what's happening this week is happening towards the beginning of the week. And by the end of the week, I think it's a lot of review process, a lot of looking back on what's just happened and going, wow, I can't believe that all worked out like that. But it did, and I'm grateful for it. I now know what action to take. I know what direction I'm headed in. This new beginning is looking really exciting to me. And I know that I've completed a really difficult time in my life, and I'm ready to charge ahead with any action that needs to be taken. Also, it could be that for some of you this week, there has been a little bit of, and this is for a very small group of you, so take it as it resonates. For someone here that I'm reading for, I feel like you've been stuck in your own, like you've had to try really hard because you've had a lot of challenges thrown your way. I feel like it's Dark Night of the Soul energy, where it's one thing after the next that just goes wrong, that you have to constantly feel like you're on your guard just to maintain the progress that you've made. And I think that what the universe is saying to you this week is that you can breathe easy, you can take a break, you can have a rest, because the illusory challenges that you've been going through aren't so illusory. They're physical, they're practical, but at the same time, you've already finished it, you've done it. With the world here, it's like you've completed all of the challenges, and now it's time to stop feeling backed into a corner and start, really feeling like you can take action in a positive way in your life and create meaningful change over time. Okay, let's jump in and see what else, please, Spirit. What else for our beautiful Libras this week, please, Spirit? Practice. The best way to be good at a skill is to practice, practice, practice until you get it right. I feel like this week is one of those weeks where you are being called to try something new. And I think it's come out under the Ace of Wands because it's letting you know that there's a new skill, a new passion, a new experience that's coming into your world, and you need to practice it to get it right. We all have to practice new things. We don't get it right the first time. No one does. And if you do, well, then you're very lucky. But generally speaking, when we are trying something new and heading in a new direction, it does take practice. It takes dedication. It takes action. It takes belief. And I think that you have all of those things working in your favor this week. So just know that the light is returning to your life. It's like, see the light within yourself and everyone else, because whatever it is that you're going into this new beginning with, whether it's the family-in-law who have been giving you a really hard time, you need to see the light in them, because it's through their challenges that you're certain of yourself. It's only when we're challenged that we actually know our truth. So I think that it's like a reminder that we all came from somewhere. Your partner came from there. And I think that it created him and it made him who he is. And that's why you love him so much. It's that kind of energy where you've got to see the positive aspects of what it is that's happening and why it's happening, and see the devil as God, in other words, because God is omnipresent. Whatever you want to call it, created all of this, including the devil. The darkness serves a purpose. That's why it's there. And if we don't embrace that purpose and know that whatever happens to us in a negative aspect is just literally giving us contrast so that we can identify the light within ourselves, if we can really truly embody that, if we can really truly understand that and know that, it makes all of our suffering so much easier. Because when we recognize the light within ourselves, we can shine a light when it's dark. We don't have to wait for that external light to turn on to know where we are or what we're doing. And so I think it's one of those weeks this week where you are going to be coming to the realization that the things that you've been challenged by are actually the things that you're grateful for. Okay, what else, please, Spirit? What else for our beautiful Librans for this week, please, Spirit? Libra, what else for Libra this week, please, Spirit? Be neutral. What was I just saying about looking at the dark as the light? You've got to sit in the point of neutrality, the point between places, in order to see the full breadth of the reality itself. It's reminding you to become the observer of your own life. Don't buy into things emotionally this week. I do feel like there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of fire in your cards this week. So I would say to you, just be careful that you're not reacting emotionally to things this week and being too overly passionate, because it can come across as a little bit forceful sometimes. So it's a place of neutrality that you're being called to this week. And I think that if you can sit in that neutrality, you might find a miracle happens and you all of a sudden find the way out of this stuck energy that you've had. And life is a juggle. It is a juggle. There are certain things that you have to, we've got responsibilities that we have to juggle. We've got time management that we need to juggle. We've got all of these things around us that we're throwing up in the air and trying to keep everything up and going at the same time. And sometimes that can get super, super hard. That's why we need to practice. And I think this week is one of those weeks where you're learning to juggle in a new way. It's like you're learning a new pattern of juggling that allows you to embrace and expand in some way. And I think that whatever this new juggling is that you're doing, it's allowing you to allow this new beginning in. It's breaking free of this stuck energy. So you've got that to look forward to too. And respond with grace. You know how I was talking about that scenario before where the family-in-law is treating you quite, let's just say, not so great. I think that you have to respond with grace. Like judging them and calling them out and calling them any kind of labels is just adding to the energy of separation. I think that the best way to deal with these situations is to respond with grace. Understand why they are the way that they are. We all have a history. We all have a family lineage. We all have family dynamics that we're subject to. And we all have actions and behaviors that are self-serving and that are not in alignment with the greatest good of everyone. And I think that when we remember that and we look at things from a place of neutrality, we're all the result of our parents. We're all the result of our ancestors. We're all the result of the situations that we've had in life. And I think that this week is one of those weeks where you've just got to respond with grace. Okay, and finally, I do have a new deck this week. It is called Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Let's jump in and see what comes up for you. The Desert Prince. Not much is happening right now. This is that stuck energy we were talking about before, but it's letting you know that you're almost at the end of that stuck period and that the Desert Prince is here to help you to break out of that energy. And finally, we have the High Lady of Love and Compassion. Just a repeating message here of respond with grace and that see the light in yourself and everyone else. I think they're the big messages that were coming through for you guys this week. If you can keep that at the forefront of your consciousness, you're going to have a great week ahead. Okay, love you guys. I hope you have a great week. I will see you guys in the next one.